I used to study a lot with flow charts and diagrams, and I feel like this helped me understand concepts a lot better.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that helped me the most were the AceMocks. I think I gave around 35 to 40 in the 2 to 3 months that I did. And yes, I did analyze them. I'm not like my classmates Sahil. There were two professors over there, so I think they were trying to play bad cop, good cop, because one of them was slightly irritated. Like I think he was eating something as well. There are a few concepts and a few tricks that AceIPM taught me. Like so, it's like 5:30 in the morning. You had to get up. Classes started from 6, and then they'd end at 11 in the night. It was torture, basic torture. And I remember texting the buyers who helped me out, Swapnil Bhai and all, about how the questions were actually came. And another thing, a lot of people have a lot of difficulty with verbal ability.
How has your life changed after coming here at IIM Indore? I mean, so hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Topper Talks. Today I have with me Suchir. He was the AIR 50 in 2022 IPMAT examination, and today we'll be talking to him about his IPMAT preparation journey and what all strategies did he use during his IPMAT preparation. So hello Suchir, can
Hello,
you
Bhaiya.
briefly introduce yourself?
So hi guys, my name is Suchir Dachepalli. I'm from Hyderabad, and I was in ICSE in 10th. I got an average of 91.6 for my top 5. And in my 12th, I was in Telangana State Board, and my top 5 average was 99.77.
Okay, so Suchir, you've been here for like more than a month now, and so are you liking the campus here? And what about your hostel life?
I'm liking it a lot. I think the hostel life is the best part about joining IIM Indore. And I can relate a lot because I was in a boarding school from 7 to 10, so it's relatively similar. But talking to people from different backgrounds and talking to them, learning their cultures, just having a lot of fun in general. Because hostel has been a highlight of it.
Okay, that's great. So now coming to your preparation. So when did you start your preparation? How much time did it take for you to prepare? And what was your preparation strategy?
So for me, I got to know about IPMAT in November of 2021, and I started my serious preparation in December. And I might not have mentioned this, but I was an NRI, so I am an NRI, and so I studied from December to January. But then I got to know there was a separate entrance for NRIs, and it was through SATs, and I felt like the competition was a lot lower. So my chance of getting in would have been a lot higher if I got in through SATs. But unfortunately, I mean, it was very bad. But my March, the exam I booked for March, my center was cancelled due to COVID.
Okay.
And then for my May exam, it was on the same day as my board exam for my 12th grade board exam. So it was a trade-off. So I had to choose my board exam.
Okay.
But yeah, and then after that, the day after my board exam, I started studying a lot. And I started studying until July 2nd, which was the day of the board exam. So I took around 3 months of IPMAT preparation. And then I prepared for SATs as well. So I feel like the English covered all.
Okay, got it. So if I ask you, okay, what would be your top 3 learnings? A lot of things are there. You realize maybe late, maybe early. So in your preparation phase, what would be your 3 learnings from your preparation phase?
For me, I mean, this might sound very kiddish, but I used to study a lot with flow charts and diagrams, and I feel like this helped me understand concepts a lot better because having one concept and then it divided into its subparts made me understand it a lot better. And something I should have done more was studying in groups because that's something I regret a lot because I feel like I would have been able to do better because without having other people to motivate you and having other people to study with would have helped me a lot. But I studied with a few of my friends in the starting and then slowly gradually went on to individual studying. And I think my third one would be, I think everyone says this, but don't slack off of English because I know a lot of my friends who got very high marks. I got 260s, 270s, but were unable to clear the English cutoff because it was extremely high this year. It was 113 or 14 or something in that range. So everyone, I feel like verbal is pretty easy for a lot of people. So this means that you have to prepare even harder if you don't have the thing for it.
Yeah, so even we have been repeating this fact over and over again that people take verbal ability very, very lightly, and most of the people who are not able to clear the exam is because of verbal ability because they are not able to meet the cutoffs in verbal section.
Okay.
So yeah. Now moving ahead, so you were enrolled in the full course of AceIPM, right?
I was.
So how did AceIPM help you? What all resources did AceIPM provide you, and how did it help you ace the exam?
So AceIPM provided us with books. So I think it was around 21 books, practice books. If I'm honest, I didn't do all of them. I did quite a few of them, the quants ones especially. But I think the thing that helped me a lot from AceIPM were the mocks and the QA classes. Because the QA concepts are relatively similar to stuff we're learning in 11th and 12th and other entrance exams. But there are a few concepts and a few tricks that AceIPM taught me. Like I still remember when we were doing I forgot what it's called, MTR or MRT or something. It was something that I never knew before.
Yeah.
And it came twice or thrice in the actual exam, so that helped a lot. And the classes were very well structured. And you could change the speed of it. So I feel like that's something that suited me a lot.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that helped me the most were the AceMocks. I think I gave around 35 to 40 in the 2 to 3 months that I did. And yes, I did analyze them. I'm not like my classmate Sahil, but yeah, I did analyze them all, and I felt like that helped me a lot because I think a few of them came in actual paper. So analyze your mocks. Don't slack off.
Okay. So Sahil, the earlier video on AceIPM YouTube channel. So he is his classmate. In his preparation phase, he did not used to analyze his mocks. So yeah. So talking about mocks, now you've talked about mocks. So how did you analyze your mocks? You've talked about analyzing your mocks. So how exactly did you analyze your mocks? And what were your highest scores? What were your average scores in mocks?
So the mocks I gave, I think they were the scores varied between 400 and something and 240. So I think my highest was actually rank 1 or rank 2 in a few of the exams. But when I first started out, it was around 28 to 30. But my QA was horrible when I started out. It was all English that carried my marks. But I think when I started in November, I started giving mocks right then and then because I knew that with proper preparation, proper analyzing, it would help out because I studied for JEE for a year.
Okay.
And one thing that I learned over there is always to always analyze your stuff because over there when we had mock exams, we'd write an error list. So that helped a lot because then we'd remember the concepts and remember the questions. So yeah, so it was around, I think my lowest was around 40 to 50 as a rank and my highest was around 1 or 2.
Okay, that's great.
But it was all English. My math was pretty bad back then as well.
Okay. So now talking about your interview experience, because interview plays a very big role when it comes to your overall composite score. How was your interview experience? Like, was it like pressurizing, or how did you manage that?
So for my interview experience, it was pretty different because I've never worn suits before. So this is like the first time I've ever worn like a suit and gone properly dressed up. And I was dressed up and I sat there. And then they said that you have to be there 15 minutes before the interview. So I was just sitting there and slowly time started passing. And then they made me wait for around 40 to 50 minutes. So I was just sitting there. I was getting really stressed out because I thought they forgot about me or something. I was planning on writing an email. But then right when I was about to write an email, it popped up, like the Zoom video thing popped up.
Yeah.
Then I talked to them. So there were two professors over there. So I think they were trying to play bad cop, good cop because one of them was slightly irritated. Like I think he was eating something as well. And the other one was very nice, very kind. So the first professor asked me a lot of math questions. So a few of them were basics, but they try to see your fundamentals and your concepts because they aren't stuff you're taught in any school. There's something that you have to learn by yourself, not learn by yourself, but you just concepts that you get to know. But there was one question that he asked me that really messed with my mind. It was x by log x. It was a graph of x by log x, and he asked me to draw it. I was just sitting there and I tried plotting it. I'm like, sir, I'm very sorry. I know the log x graph. And he's like, okay. So that's fine. And the second professor started asking me about me. So he started asking me questions related to me and asking about geopolitics and stuff that was going around in the world. And that was how my interview went. It was very short. It was like 15 minutes. I was very confused. I was like, it was actually like 12 to 15 minutes. So not too sure. But I was very confused. I was like, did I do well? Did I do very bad?
That happens with everyone.
Right, yeah.
So okay, that's really great. So now coming ki, whenever there's competitive exam, you need to be focused all the time. So how did you keep away all the distractions that came along the way?
To be completely honest, I wasn't able to keep away any distractions. The only thing I was able to manage successfully was deleting Instagram. That helped a lot. I didn't see anyone. That helped me quite a bit. But YouTube spoiled me. And then I have a dog. So I played with her a lot. At least a few hours a day, took her for walks and all.
Now coming to, okay, you also mentioned that you prepared 1 year for JEE, right? Yeah. So did you give JEE?
I have not given
You did
JEE.
not give JEE. Okay. So what all other entrance exams did you give and what were your scores in those?
So I gave Rohtak. So I gave IPM at Rohtak and I gave JIPMAT as well. So for Bodh Gaya and Jammu. So for Rohtak, I attempted around 95 to 100. So my marks were decent. Like I got called for the interview and all, but my interview was horrible. So in the middle of my interview, I don't know how, because generally we have an inverter and all. So the electricity went out. So I was very stressed out. And then when it came back on, they were pretty nice. The interviewers were very nice. They asked us they asked me an extempore, but then I was sweating and nervous and all. So then they asked me a probability question, basic one, and I messed it up. Then I knew that my chances were gone after that. And for JIPMAT, I got around 97 something percentile. It wasn't a very good score. But yeah, that's how my other entrances went.
Got it. So as you mentioned that you prepared 1 year for JEE, right? So why did you not go for engineering? Why did you choose IPM or engineering?
So for me, engineering wasn't something that I personally wanted to do. I think it was more of what society and my parents, not parents.
Okay.
More of what society and everyone else wanted me to do. And after I did engineering for a year, and so I went to that hostel in boarding school and all. The class times were horrible. So it was like 5:30 in the morning. You had to get up. Classes started from 6, and then they'd end at 11 in the night. It was torture, basic torture, and I hated it. I genuinely hated it to the core. So I wanted to look for something that I enjoyed, and I was very confused about what to do. So while doing a bit of research, and actually my classmate from my old boarding school, her father actually teaches over here. He's a professor over here. Okay. So I got to know about the course before.
Okay.
But then I got to know that there were only 150 seats. I'm like, there's no chance I'm getting in.
Yeah.
It's pointless studying for it. But then gradually I talked to them. So they were a very big help for that. And so I got to know about this course and I started studying. I started devoting all of my time to it. It was something I was interested in because I was confused and I didn't know what to do. And this thing is like, it covers all the foundations. Like you learn everything from like coding to sociology. So you're covered in all aspects. So it's something that I thought it would help me out. And so that's why I chose IPM.
So his situation is somewhat similar to Dhruv, who I interviewed a few days ago. He was also like, he didn't want to do engineering, but his parents and society forced him to do that. So happens a lot. Okay. So how has your life changed after coming here at IIM Indore? I mean, can you touch upon that?
So after coming here, so I was slightly introverted in 11th and 12th because I wasn't able to have proper interactions with all my friends because they all study bachas. Like, they all studied continuously and no one wanted to talk. And after coming here, everyone's not extroverted, but everyone's very nice. So it's a ton of fun having like 100 classmates who you can just talk to on every day. Everyone has their own background. Everyone's unique in a certain way. So I love talking to people and just interacting with them. And another thing is, it's been a month and a half. And unfortunately, on the third day, I injured my tailbone, so I wasn't able to exercise at all. But I've still somehow managed to lose 7 kgs.
Oh, that's good.
So that's how my life has changed. It's been a month and a half. I'm sure I'll be here for three years minimum.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Got it. So lastly, any tips that you'd like to share to the future IPM aspirants who are watching this video? Any tips that you'd like to share from your preparation phase that you realized, maybe late, maybe early, whatever?
So I was talking about analyzing mocks. Sahil, don't ruin people. So analyze your mocks. It helped me out a lot, genuinely, because I remember, I think there were 2 or 3 questions that came directly from the mock exam in this year's IPM. And I remember texting the buyers who helped me out, Swapna Bhai and all, about how the questions actually came. And another thing, a lot of people have a lot of difficulty with verbal ability. And one thing that helped me out a lot was my SAT preparation. So what I'd suggest to everyone is start studying from Khan Academy. Because I feel like over here, everyone suggests Word Power Made Easy. And it's a very helpful book. But for people who don't have the fundamentals, it's very hard to understand. I'd say that because Khan Academy helped me out a lot because it starts off with everything. It's a free course. It's not paid. I've talked to people on Telegram about it. Some guys have called me. So you can do I think there's like reading comprehension. Everything's over there. So it teaches you from fundamentals to things, and it's more than enough for IPM at Indore. And I think that's the only reason I scored pretty decent in English.
Okay, so I think that is it for this video. Thank you so much, Suchir, for joining us today and sharing your insights about the IPMAT exam.
Thank you.
So yeah, this is for this video, and see you next time. Till then, bye bye. Take care.
So now, how can we get you started? Go to AceIPM.com. Over here, you will see the free counseling button. Click on that, enter your details, and a future senior of yours from IIM is going to give you a call, and you can get all your doubts clarified from them.